Dave.
David
Collins.
David Collins. David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
You're listening to 30-minute half hour.
I hope you guys have checked out David Collins' 30-minute half hour
podcast
featuring great guests like Andy Fiore, Katie Burke, and Cardiff Electric.
Never heard of these guys.
Hey, Joey, relax.
He's either hilarious or hates me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, by the way, man. Thank you for watching it with you and your mother. I hope I was able to make you guys laugh a little bit in a hospital setting. I know that
certainly, and it's not often that she gets to smile anymore, so it's great that she had that opportunity with your special.
Means a lot, dude, so thank you.
Oh, this is the best podcast I've ever been on. This was the most fun.
Wow, what a compliment.
Yo, thanks for keeping this guy going and kicking ass and taking names. I don't know if I can swear on this, so I'm sorry if I messed that up, but dude...
Well, we try to keep it a family show, but as you could see by that opening segment, we're getting a little edgier than we're used to, but our audience seems to be enjoying it.
This was tremendous. Thank you for having me, I guess.
I just want to say this is probably the best day of my life, Dave. I had a really great time.
This was a great time.
We'll have to have you back in the future. You've done such a good job in those games. Do you know Austin Ingalls?
I love Austin.
He did a great job on these games, and we're looking to have him back.
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. It was really great to be a part of the show. I hope you get Jerry back. I hope that they find him, and I wish you and your viewers the best.
Hi there. I'm calling to leave a voicemail for David Collins.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hi, David. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good morning. This voicemail is for David Collins. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Big up, David.
Hey, Dave. First-time caller.
Hey, David. This is Dan McCullough calling in.
Hey, David. Real glad to hear you on the air again.
Hi, David. This is Deborah, a longtime listener of your show.
David Collins, longtime caller, first-time listener. I love the show.
That's perfect. Everybody listening? Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? And that's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? What a great episode. That's perfect. Everybody listening? I've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been the best.
You're listening to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour podcast.
That is great radio.
Starring David Collins.
I've been known as a bit of a hot interviewer, and I need to confront you on something here.
You've seen him on KMKF or 30-minute half-hour show. But now, with his very own podcast featuring the best comedians and broadcasters from all over this great country of ours.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but I'm also a large fan of comedy.
You'll probably want to eat that mic a little bit. Got it.
Now here's your host, David.
But David Collins, I'm on a diet. And it has a noisy metal apparatus around it there, so you'll have to navigate around that. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time David Collins. It's Wednesday, and I'm without a keyboard. So I don't really have the ability to alt-tab, so it's going to be a little messy today. Another technical issue, as you might expect. Oh, there I am. Hello, everybody. So I'm doing everything with the mouse. Luckily, I have the mouse off camera over here. So we'll keep it a little between ourselves. Good morning, happy hump day, everybody. It's May 14th. And what a great day it is. We got a great show planned for you today. Skylar Coltrane and Robert Wallace. I don't know how to spell your last name, so I just, people will notice that I just put Skylar when I put your name there, Skylar. And I tried to call you this morning, and I got a voicemail, and I heard a different last name, so I don't even know what to call you, so we just call you Skylar there.
You caught the government name on that one.
I see.
Yeah.
What?
Because I thought you were a tax collector. I was like, oh, shit.
At 6 in the morning?
You never know.
How much do you owe? You've been doing a lot of the door dashing, I understand.
Yes.
You see, now I do work at an undisclosed grocery store, so we might keep some of the specifics, but I do see you fairly often.
Oh, yeah.
I've been talking about that. That was a fun project that we started where I was going to start working at a grocery store for the show. It hasn't really paid off for the show yet. It's actually kind of interfered with the show, to be honest.
Really? Oh, yeah, because...
the scheduling.
That's the problem with like grocery stores. They like make you work at their convenience, like their time. It's like you have to fit into that.
Right. Well, I don't want to besmirch
puzzle.
anybody. They've actually been very flexible with me, to be honest. But
yeah,
it is pretty.
It's a good place.
Pretty exhausting. It's nice to be at a grocery store, but I see the DoorDasher over here. He's probably worried about his taxes. Good morning, Robert Wallace.
Good morning.
Robert Wallace is joining us here, of course, and we have the old camera set up in a way. The music's just going to keep playing because I haven't alt-tabbed over to pause it. What is this? So a little free shady electronic music. Nothing shady about this group, though. We've got a great show planned for you today. I have some great news stories for Water Cooler Talk this morning that I'm looking forward to getting into. Something that we want to cover. DJ Electra sent us a story about a cat serial killer last week that we didn't get to. So I thought we might touch base on that a little bit. The question is it a cat or is it a man killing a bunch of cats? We'll get to the bottom of that.
I mean, I've heard of cat burglars, but cat serial killers.
Very good. We also have, what else do I have here? I have a great compilation. Why don't we open the show with that, actually? I wanted to talk about this. Now, I don't really have the ability to full screen today, unfortunately, because without a keyboard, I can't alt-tab back to here to make sure that things are actually playing appropriately on the show. And I can't operate the camera, so a little difficulty there, so I apologize for that. But we did have a great compilation last week. We had Troy Rigdon on the show.
Ooh.
Of course. Who's been on the show many times. You know Troy.
Oh, love Troy.
Isn't he funny?
Absolutely.
He's got a bit of a potty mouth, though.
Fun to be around.
Isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
That's why we like him on the show, and our audience really likes him. Speaking of which, we probably see some people missing Troy in the live chat there. Good morning, everybody. Is anything going on in there?
Tiger Lily loves my Vans. Shout out to you, Tiger Lily. Thank you.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah. Because shoes are the foundation of the outfit. That's why.
It's going to get hot in here today. I can already feel it. But that's all right. It's a beautiful Wednesday. But Troy Rigdon, a bit of a potty mouth. He dropped the F-bomb over 100 times in the 2 hours that we were broadcasting. So we had a small compilation today that we're going to show some of Troy Rigdon's F-bombs. I called it Troy Rigdon's F-word compilation. And I really liked the thumbnail. Anybody wants to check it out on my YouTube channel, it is public. But I thought we'd open the show with that. We also have some John Paul videos that I wanted to talk about. He had some green rice. Not very interesting, but I do like to keep up on that John Paul fella. We see him at the open mics occasionally. He's an older gentleman. We've played his music on the show before, of course. I have some great body cam footage. I only want to show a few seconds of it, but it's very funny because the cup sums up the entire 15-minute interaction coming up to this point, and she still doesn't understand. I thought it's a very funny clip there, so we'll look at a little of that body cam footage. We, of course, have Pirate Stew for a beautiful joke of the day. Beautiful joke of the day.
Got a chat from Geisha Mouth Opie. These fellas look like they enjoy a nice compilation, if you catch my drift.
I see. Maybe this guy. Not me, though.
Got to pass time somehow, right?
Right. Well, I'm so busy. I don't have to worry about I'm so tired, too. I managed to stay at my sleep schedule. For anybody wondering, keeping up on this story, my sleep schedule is pretty consistent, though. I recovered from last week. I was falling asleep at like 6 p.m. last week. It was becoming a real issue. Ruining my life. But anyway, why don't we get the show started here with something a lot of people might have already seen on the YouTube channel, but let's take another listen. Troy Rigdon's F-word compilation. You see what I mean about this alt-tabbing thing? There we go. I got it up, but without alt-tabbing, I can't be sure I get a black screen sometimes because I'm not really double-checking.
Says, who the fuck's stocking shelves, David? Like, who the fuck is that? God, it's fucking perfect. You gotta fucking, what happened to the fucking Chinese cafe that? And he goes, what the fuck is that? Bro, I fucking hate the Met Gala. I fucking dress, stupid fucking thing, and the fucking wanted to fucking insanity. Fucking cop, fucking, what the fuck for fucking brows? Fuck them off with those. I fucking, dude, this thing is fucking fucked. Talking to a fucking muscle. Take the fucking fire out. Fucking Google's like, oh, fucking this shit, that shit. What the fuck? Is the fucking, oh my fuck. It's gonna fucking, this fucking way fucking better. Not a fucking fan.
That's actually,
He fucking did it.
Yeah.
Fucking baby fucking, then I
What are you doing over there?
Thanks for explaining that. Bonkers. Of course. They're so fucking angry. That fucking check fucking fucked up. Fucking.
Go off, Queen.
Troy Rigdon, everybody, and he is missed. Also, everybody wish him a graceful recovery. He had I'm not sure, I don't want to disclose exactly, but he had a medical, small dental issue, I believe. And those are always more painful than they are serious, so probably a rough week for him. We're missing Troy. I was hoping he would come on and just not talk and eat applesauce the whole show, but he wasn't really down for that bit. Be a good bet. Or yogurt. That's a little too on the nose, though.
Applesauce.
Hope
Just
everybody has their coffee
underrated
this morning.
snack right there.
I have great coffee this morning, and it's in a mug. I'll read this mug to everybody. It says, "So happy I'm 30," and reading it down, it's SHIT. Uh-oh.
Which you'll be doing later. Heyo.
I love ironic morning coffee mugs. Oh, is that what it is? That's a good joke. Because it's
Just spitballing a little bit.
It's a laxative.
Best part of waking up.
Can I just say, though, I am on the same boat with Troy on the Met Gala thing. Because, like, what do you do there?
Right. Well, we were actually watching the Indian Met Gala.
The Indian Met Gala?
Yeah, they do it all over the world. They have their own
Really?
Met Galas. I didn't know that.
Like, I get, like, what it's for, but, like, what do you do? Like, do you, like, walk the runway, then, like, go in and, like, there's, like, a banquet or something? I don't know.
What is this that we're talking about?
The Met Gala.
What's that?
They dress nice. It's a celebrity get-together every year. They dress nice and they walk the red carpet. There's no awards. They just have a nice evening.
It's like a fundraiser of sorts.
Yeah.
Is it a fundraiser? Mm-hmm. What do they raise money for?
I think it has something to do with like an art institution, I believe, or like something to do with the arts.
I see.
Like the raise money.
So it's nobody needy.
No.
Okay.
It's I'd say, I mean, you could argue it's a vanity thing, which, have you seen the fits? Like,
speaking of art, Tony Cavallo is a big artist in the Quad Cities. He's actually really raising in popularity since he met Trump and had him sign this large portrait of it. It's a great picture of Donald Trump that he painted. And it's gotten him a lot of attention. And now he has another art show this Saturday that so if anybody's in the Quad Cities area, in Rock Island or Davenport, maybe Google or find on Facebook Tony Cavallo's art show. Maybe you'll see me. I think I'm going to try to make that. I don't have anything going on Saturday, so I'd like to make it to that art show if I can. Shout out Tony Cavallo. Anyway, that was Troy Rigdon's compilation there, but we want to get into water cooler talk, of course. And I had a fun story here. I'm not sure if it's that fun, but this headline here.
Got a chat from Tiger Lily. She says, "LOL, that's what coffee does to me."
Uh-oh.
That's why I'm a pop guy, like a soda guy.
Well, that does the opposite. It holds it all in. And then you grow.
Oh, that's what I got laxative for.
That fructose.
You had a monster this morning that you were kind of complaining about. You said there's too much sugar in this thing.
There's a ton in there. I wonder what the servings is for that, too, you know?
See, if I want to have a heart attack, I want it to come as like a pleasant surprise. Like, hey, look at that, I'm dying, you know? Like,
I want to be falling down some steps, you know?
A pleasant surprise?
Like, hey, if I'm dying, I want to, like...
Heart attack's going to sneak up on you, I think.
I wanted to not see it coming, you know?
Feel funny. You don't want to feel funny first.
Yeah, activate that fight or flight, you know?
People die in their sleep from heart attacks all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way you can go.
People dye their hair all the time, too.
This story is called Man Charged for Abusing Over 100 Dogs. This guy likes dogs.
Jeez.
A little too much.
Where do you get these dogs?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
A shelter? So I wanted to take a little look at this story from KSL News, Utah.
Utah.
Exclusive video of Ogden police serving charging documents to 73-year-old Miguel Salgado
he does not like being on film.
The man accused of a troubling crime, hoarding dozens of animals in his house. 152 dogs, to be exact, were pulled from his home just
more than 101
Wednesday
Dalmatians.
afternoon. The Ogden City Prosecutor's Office filed charges against
49
Salgado
more.
Bar.
Yeah, really? Was he
152
making
months.
some
Holy
boots?
Jeez.
He's a new coat.
I wonder if they're all Dalmatians.
What kind of Cruella de Vil shit is this?
Yeah, yes.
They were not Dalmatians. Sure, they're too small. They were all small dogs. He's making a much smaller coat.
137 counts.
No, I haven't seen that many counts on one document.
Sharon Bolos is a Weber County.
Sharon Bolo is a maniac. She's laughing at all these dogs.
Jeez.
She's like, I have one dog I abuse, let alone 100.
Commissioner.
That's
and
beautiful
also
of
the
her.
interim director of the Weber County Animal Shelter that took all the dogs in.
It was unbelievable to just see that many animals and envision them being in one house.
Throws a crutch in the dog's hand.
Aren't they all in one house now? You just took them in.
Where's that Sarah McLachlan song when you need it?
Right. Mm-hmm. We could have just played that over his videos. What is he doing to abuse the dogs? He just had 100 dogs? I didn't see any evidence of abuse there. I hope he wins.
151 dogs, wasn't it? Or something like that.
You can have that many dogs as long as they're well taken care of.
Yeah, there's no way.
You don't think they get exercise trying to push through each other in a mob?
My guess, he probably just kept them in the crate.
I've been eating dog food lately.
You've been eating dog food?
Yeah.
I knew a guy once that ate dog food.
People food's too expensive.
Do you ever try those?
I mean, I've seen how much eggs cost. I don't blame you.
I know.
Those treats are mostly just meat. It's not the best quality meat, but they're edible. You can just pop one in your mouth. It's a little treat for some people.
I watch my dogs eat dog food, and I look at them like, how can you guys eat this? Like, I don't know. I look at it just.
I think cats
like the smell. I can't get past the smell. Like it's not something you want. It's not like something you put on a candle, you know?
Right.
You know, I think cat food smells worse than anything. It's just putrid. Like, I mean, it seems like you buy it rancid. I mean, it has to have that smell. Cat food's just nasty.
What would if you smell?
Oh yeah, wet food. Wet food's horrible.
That's what I'm talking about.
Have you ever heard of somebody murdering cats? A cat serial killer? So this man is just abused, and that's usually the story. You know, somebody has too many animals; they just can't take care of it. It turns into abuse. You have a house of 150 dogs,
Or it turns into a buffet if you're
right. I've always wanted to try dog. I get a little pushback on this when I talk about this, but I've heard about people eating dog. I've always been interested. I've heard it tastes like chorizo. Really, and I like chorizo. A little spicy meat.
If you had to ask how much that dog in the window costs, you probably can't afford it.
Right.
Right.
Cat serial killer, everybody. Let's get to this story here. I'm not really sure how well this is going to show. I have a news report that I haven't reviewed yet, and I didn't want to read the article, so let's just listen to this news report. Ooh. What a great story to report on. You get to where you say, oh, we're going to talk about the weather today? I said, good news. There's a cat serial killer in town.
Meow.
We got anything going on in the live chat?
Oh, yeah. I got a chat from Weege. He says, David, who are the podcasts insulted your color of the day segment? Should we put the boots to Carl?
I'm sorry?
It says, who are the podcasts insulted your color of the day segment?
Is this true? Or am I being set up? Because if you're just trying to get me fired up, it might work. I don't like... I've always been very kind to those people, and I don't really...
You're getting riled up there, David.
On the spot.
We might have to change our last segment. By the way, I have some never-before-seen Ray DeVito clips that I wanted to talk about today. Ooh. But we might have to just get this... Is that true? You know, Color of the Day is one of our most popular segments. Nobody's going to agree with them on that.
I love it.
It's insane for them to try to say anything. I mean, he's got plenty of segments that we could get into, but I choose not to really talk about his show. I mean, gosh. People think I have audio issues. Anyway.
It's on his recent live show episode, he says.
Who was he with? When did I get brought up here? That makes no sense.
Yeah, here, check it out.
I believe you. I believe the chat. Okay. We'll have to send me that clip. Send it to the Discord. And if anybody wants to call in on the Discord, we are live there. I'm just in the general, of course, so you'll be able to pop in and join the show.
Discord.
Anyway, let's get into this cat talk here.
4:30, the search for a suspected serial cat.
He's going to be driving. I'll call Carl right now, and we'll get to the bottom of this if that's true, by the way.
Let's see. Who are the podcasts? Didn't Electra mention those dogs did look clean, but who knows about the rest? Serial cat killer, not a cat killing a serial killer. Getting spicy in here.
An Orange County man who is accused of killing and mutilating multiple cats in Santa Ana is now on bail. Oh, of course it's California, land of the fruits and nuts, am I right? I don't really think that's appropriate. But program director Sloan used to make that joke all the time, though. Sloan's an older man.
Over. Santa Ana police have arrested a man they believe killed and mutilated multiple cats near where he lives. NBC4's Ted Chen live right now in Santa Ana.
It's always in your backyard.
What we know about this
so far. A cat burglar and a cat killer.
Carolyn.
To talk about this, we found a blind Asian.
Colleen, police are not saying much about the suspect. They say he is a resident of Santa Ana and that he is responsible for multiple cat killings and mutilations.
Like
when I asked specifically just how many, they said a lot.
Oh.
A lot. How many?
A lot.
Just a bunch.
Santa Ana police describe him as...
Okay, arrest made. Who worked on this? We have a big headline here. Arrest made serial killer cat killer. Some intern back there was really excited about making this asset here.
Killer. Police say he was arrested this morning at his home not far from where many cats were killed and mutilated.
You know how many homeless people there are in Orange County? This guy has a home. This guy is mutilating hundreds of cats. He has a home.
Jeez.
He's been identified as 45-year-old Alejandro Oliveras Acosta.
Not the name I was expecting. Definitely expect it. You know, when it comes to cat killings, I do expect it to be a white guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the dogs, I was a little surprised it was a white guy, to be honest.
Well,
that's usually a little...
It could be Asian.
Maybe mixed. Right. But, oh yeah, you're right. Maybe cat killings are Asian.
Yummy.
That's probably why they had the Asian reporter there, just to get ahead of it. Sometimes, like, when there's a controversy and they have a black reporter talking about it, they say, this is a job for whatever his name was. I didn't catch his name.
Superman?
Police say this is Acosta next to a white pickup truck, luring a cat with food, and then when a cat approaches, he puts his foot on the cat and applies pressure. Over 2 weeks, Santa Ana police say multiple pet owners
He's not.
He put his foot on it.
He's getting stray cats. He's probably just Australian. Alejandro, is that an Australian name?
He's coaxing cats with some cat treats.
In Australia, they treat stray cats like rats.
Open up the van, like you're letting kids in. Got some candy.
In Thailand, in Thailand, cats are damn near patron saints too.
Driving around with an unmarked van filled with tuna.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Kitty.
Put that on a white van, free tuna.
Reported cats being killed or abused in their neighborhood. Police say many of the victims and witnesses identified Acosta as the perpetrator. Police say officers obtained.
I hope he didn't. It's Orange County too. I wonder if he accidentally ever hurt a young child that identified as a cat.
Oh.
Orange on orange crime.
Meow.
Yeah, I saw another post like this the other day that people are still off. They just go out of their way. They say, by the way, if you think anybody's identifying as a cat in this country, you're out of line. It's like, well, I've heard multiple anecdotes about it. It's not unbelievable to me that there's 6 people in the country of 400 million that might kind of be pushing the line there.
There's actually a school near where I work.
In Cedar Rapids, I've even heard that had an anecdote there.
Yeah, I got some coworkers that told me that they went to school with kids that self-identified as cats, and they tried to petition to the school to allow there to be litter boxes at the school.
Now, there are a lot of troll stories of that happening around the country, too.
I wish I was joking about that.
But I've heard 2 or 3 anecdotes that seem very legitimate, so I'm not really sure what the case is there. I'm not really worried about it being an epidemic, but it's strange when I see people going out of their way to say, by the way, if you believe any of these stories, you're the problem. I say, I don't know, I'm just reading the news.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see how this resolved.
Obtained a search warrant for Acosta's home, and when they arrested Acosta, he made several incriminating statements.
Oh, too bad the cat didn't have his tongue.
I love that cat. That's my girl.
Police would not reveal other ways Acosta allegedly harmed the cat.
Oh, well, pictures like this seems pretty harmful. We're looking right now at he's dressing up some of his favorite cats as
What's up with the kitty's ears?
Here we go. What's your name again?
And that last photo, a picture of a cat that police say was stolen in Westminster. It was safely returned to its owner, and police in Santa Ana believe that Acosta is responsible for that as well. Reporting live from Santa Ana.
Acosta. Oh, what was his name? I'm sorry. Let's get his name again.
Well, reporting
the guy
from
did it.
Santa Ana, Ted Chen, NBC4 News.
Ted Chen.
Back to you.
All right, Ted. I look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Holla.
It was Ted.
Maybe we can get Ted on the show.
Is he
That'd be awesome.
Do we have anything going on in the live chat? I'm sorry to be distracted there, but I don't appreciate anybody talking trash about Color of the Day.
Oh,
it's a great segment.
It is a great segment. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I've said it many times.
What the hell is happening over there? Oh my gosh.
Jeepers creepers.
That scared me.
It autoplayed to a dying woman in the hospital there.
Gosh.
I think that's Steve Irwin's kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Who, John
Did you
Paul?
see that?
Oh,
we got a chat from Tiger Lily. She says, driving around in an unmarked van full of tuna, laughing emoji.
Oh, perfect. We love a good
I'm just saying, if it was like...
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
If it was like cheeseburger macaroni, it would get me. That I'm a simple man.
Right. What would the story read then? 150 Door Dashers mutilated.
The cheese.
I would get so molested.
The cheese burglar.
I wonder in Orange County if it's easier to find a bunch of comedians or a bunch of Door Dashers. It's probably a similar population.
Or a bunch of cats.
Honestly,
a bunch of cats. Right. They're all stray cats. I consider every door. No offense to you, but I see a Door Dasher. I say, boy, I wish you were a stray cat.
That's right.
Always bugging me at the grocery store. I don't want to get started on this grocery store talk, but boy, are these Door Dashers getting on my nerves.
I think the Color of the Day is getting on your nerves.
You doing these things now? It's with a QR code instead of a scanner, so it needs to be audited at some of these areas.
Really?
Instead of you can't just go through and pay for it, they're doing a different process for a lot of these Door Dashers. The Instacart's always been that way, but Anyway, a little inside baseball in the grocery store talk there, but it's very frustrating. If you're a DoorDasher, email me, dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com. We have some new clips here. I really just want to get to this Ray DeVito talk today, to be honest. But now I'm a little distracted.
Oh, got another chat from Old School Dave. He says, another pre-recorded show.
We are live, Dave. You can call in on the Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Can't you tell it's live? I have technical issues. If we were pre-recording, I would have just driven and gotten another keyboard. But now I'm out here mouse only today. And some of you, especially observant viewers, if you're not just listening in the audio, might see a keyboard behind me. This is different. It does not work with my adapter. My adapter and the mouse for that one are out of the building right now. And anyway,
do you have a wireless keyboard though? Is that the
right? I have a couple of these, but this one's the wrong one for what I have today. This is just an extra. It's just an extra here mocking me for not having one.
It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife.
Right. To rehash this bit.
Good analogy.
You know how many comedians have bits about that not actually being ironic?
Don't you think?
Right. Anyway, why don't we get into a little John Paul this morning?
Yes.
You guys know John Paul. I introduced John Paul to our audience with a video that he had. It was 11 minutes. It was him saying, I love you for 10 minutes straight.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that clip? Of course, everybody at home should remember that clip. But John Paul had a new controversy this week, and I wanted to kind of get into it and see if we could solve the mystery for him. This is the kind of videos that he's been posting. He always jumps into it, too, as if I was following it on live. You'd think that, is this a clip from his live stream? You say, no, he just turned the camera on.
The rice is green. Okay, I'm just looking at my beard. It's a white beard. Maybe I've been staring at the green rice for too long and the green bowl for too long, but it's also looking green. But anyway, the rice
All right, so we have a picture of a sink here, and he's showing us pretty normal-looking rice. Does it look green to you?
There's something wrong with it.
Something wrong with it. Well, what's wrong with it is that he's mixing it with chocolate pudding.
Oh, there we go.
What?
This is his. This is a recepe that he's working on here, so we'll talk a little about that.
And it's in the sink.
But it's green. Okay, what you're looking at is white rice, and it was left over. I tried to make chocolate rice pudding, and I was left over trying to throw it out. I thought I'd just rinse it out.
He's using that Uncle Ben's method to grow those mushrooms.
It's green. And I used it in this bowl. And it's a green bowl. And it's...
Doesn't this belong on Facebook?
Yeah.
We just need to move him over social medias. I think he'd be very popular on Facebook. I could get him in the Dull Men's Club.
The same color, so did it bleed out? All right, that's green, but it's probably about 3 or 4 years old. 4 or 5 years old. All right, that's the lid to it.
All right, so we go over some of his kitchen stuff. And don't worry, everybody. You might notice that this video ends in 5 seconds. We do get an update. April 27th, 2025. A day that will remain in infamy.
Ooh, here we go.
Okay, the rice is still green. I'm just going to verify this.
The rice is greener on the other side.
You know, this matches. I follow a lot of people like this who kind of do inconsequential YouTube shorts, you might call them.
Is the rice greener on the other side?
But John Paul's a local. You have a history with John Paul.
Yeah.
We see him at the Monk's Open mic. Do you ever go to Monk's?
I need to. The problem is I work nights on the weeks.
I see. Well, you ought to go there just to see John Paul. Sometimes he does music.
I need to take a Monday off and get there because I hear a lot of great things about the Monks.
Right.
So
you might get to see this green rice bit live one of these days.
Still green.
I want to.
If you're lucky.
I rinsed it out a little bit more. Some fragments of the chocolate pudding. Left. It's just regular chocolate pudding. But why is it green? I took away the green bowl. Anything green bowl away from here.
Anyway, so he does a little experimenting. This is John Paul. I just wanted to remind everybody that he's out there and he's having issues with green rice. I didn't know he has a nice apartment, though. I didn't expect it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice little kitchen setup.
Nice
he's doing his own cooking.
Over the sink setup.
John Paul, everybody.
Woo!
I hope he got to the bottom of that green rice.
Another chat from Old School Dave. He says, R.I.P. Uncle Ben.
Huh. Did he die? They took him off the picture, didn't they? Does anybody have an Uncle Ben update? I believe he got. I believe he got wrapped up in like that the syrup they removed the woman. Uncle Ben, do they still have the guy?
I know they use it for making psilocybin, mushrooms. You could, the Uncle Ben method,
Really, you use rice in your recipe to grow mushrooms?
Yeah, I mean Uncle Ben's. I'm not sure what kind of rice it is, but you use rice
as like a fertilizer. Go on. It's very interesting. Have you ever done that?
No, not with Uncle Ben's.
But you've grown mushrooms?
No, not
sometime
personally.
in your life?
Not personally.
No. I see.
But I know people that grew mushrooms like shiitake and lion's mane, and I mean it was just huge.
Oh, like edible mushrooms opposed to psychedelic.
Oh, they grew those too.
Oh, I see. But they were just mushroom heads.
No, they used to supply like most of the mushrooms to like these places in Galena, and
now we're talking.
Yeah, I'd always be over there, and there'd be like some businessy Asian guy in there or something,
Right. Well, that's pretty rare for Galena. They're all at Little Tokyo. There's not a lot of Guatemalans.
Excuse me. I guess I'm putting that in a category. I couldn't really tell you what the person was,
Right. Well, you can tell.
Rice.
No offense to anybody, but you can tell. I have a great relationship with the Asian community.
I guess you probably can tell. But
Good morning, everybody. Happy May 14th. We're joined by Skylar and Robert Wallace this morning. Way through our water cooler talk, of course. We're going to get some Ray DeVito clips later today, I think. But I really, apparently, if I had my keyboard, I'd be a little flexible to just pull up that clip. But did we get any confirmation? Did we hear anything more about that color of the day? Was that just a quick throwaway? Am I being... Because
it might be a throwaway, because Tiger Lily just said, yeah, they changed the name of the rice. It doesn't say Uncle anymore.
So now it's just Ben's rice?
Must be. I mean, I'm more of a Zatarans guy myself.
I hope they have a younger picture of him. Uncle Ben.
Really? Are we getting Mandela'd? Hold on a second.
Oh, it's never been Uncle Ben?
Like, could you imagine that? We're just imagining the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
So this is a 30-minute body cam footage that I just wanted to play a little bit of here. You could start from the beginning, but it's pretty repetitive. This is called Attorney's Girlfriend Flips Out on Cops in Drunken Airport Meltdown.
Oh, not the airport.
A lot of airport clips. This is probably my third favorite type of body cam at the airport. I really like the check fraud stuff. DUI is one of my fourth or fifth favorite. I don't really like the DUI stuff as much, but I like the check fraud stuff. I like a good domestic. And I like some airport stuff.
I'm a sucker for a good car chase video.
Oh, yeah, car chase.
Love those.
I never think they get a good shot of it. You rarely get, when you used to watch it growing up on Cops or on the live on television, they'd always have a helicopter.
Or if you live in that neighborhood.
Is it hard?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Get like a courtside seat to it.
Yes. There was somebody that I think passed away. They had an overdose on 2 days ago, but I know this girl was walking by that I knew. And they were throwing water on the guy, I'm like, didn't they have Narcan or anything, I wasn't there, but...
that guy needs some milk. That's what they always say.
It does the body good.
I want to get that sound drop, actually. What's that? What do they always say? Get that guy some milk. He needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
Right, that's what it is. I wanted to get that
Great
clip.
video.
We're going to start combining that with the smoke detector sound effect and really make some magic on camera.
Milk does the body good. Milk does the body good.
No relation to this clip here.
Dash cams and car crash videos make me feel better about myself and my driving abilities.
Yeah.
So this woman is a little drunk. She's a little confused, but this is my favorite part. Hopefully we can get a good start here.
It's been a big mess.
So she couldn't find her luggage at the beginning of this. I believe this one next minute just recaps everything that's up to this point, which is why I timestamped it and really enjoyed it. So I hope you all enjoy it too. Here we go. Let's listen to this lady and the cop go back and forth in the airport.
They had me do a whole DMV thing yesterday. Like, they needed my birth certificate, my last 4-digit.
These are your medical.
Where'd she go?
I know. Yeah. But literally,
What's
it's kind of like
Chinese?
the folder that had
Tucson.
it all in it. I'm from Georgia. I got it a couple of years ago.
Georgia.
But the actual...
Sweet Georgia Brown.
So she's got to put everything back in the folder here.
Have you taken anything this morning?
Jeepers.
You're not on any prescriptions or anything like that?
No, I'm trying to send it all in this
I wonder
folder.
if there's part of a coloring book there.
I cried this morning because I lost a heart ticket.
What is she on, you think?
So, we're trying to figure out what's best.
What is she on? Alcohol and sadness.
I think she's on a...
An SSI,
what are those
SSR?
shots that all
SSR?
those girls love? The espresso whatevers? The espresso martinis.
Heroin?
Oh,
I think she's off like 3 espresso martinis.
I really like those. In fact, I tried to get one in Applebee's a few weeks ago, but it was too close to closing time.
You okay? When we showed up, you didn't know where your stuff was.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You don't.
She has some pasty
You had
lips.
already passed your flight, and a cleaner found your stuff in the men's restroom.
They did
Okay.
this stuff yesterday also.
Bob and weave.
This isn't what anyone else did. We're watching you. You just dropped all this stuff on the floor. I'm not talking about how this got here.
Yesterday also, they put my
Drops a baby on the floor.
A baby?
Yeah.
That would be very
She's just going through it right now.
Bounces off like a Super Bowl.
Oh, of course, but she thinks the airport's pranking her. She's like, this is the second day in a row that they've moved my luggage to the men's bathroom.
Who was asking who? I've been punked.
This is a great clip, but this summary from the cop I thought was amazing.
stuff in the other men's bathroom. Like literally, what I was asking
She's a
for
trapper.
yesterday.
You see what's going on?
It fell out. I know. I'm trying to sit here and put it out.
Right.
Like I'm perfectly aware of what's happening around.
Cut and paste.
Yeah, we don't want this stuff to be just scattered on the floor. Is that your
That looks like
is
my
that your
jokes and
ID
stuff,
right
you know?
there?
It's just scattered all over on the floor.
Like out of all the places to have a public meltdown, I would say the airport's probably one of the last places you want to have one.
Of course not. You might as well walk into the government building and say, "Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop."
Literally, like
Yes, and then some.
you don't want to get put on a no-fly list, you know. And I think it's easy. I
I'd
feel
love
like
to
it's
be put
easy
on a
to do
no-fly
that.
list.
I had to
That'd be
get
my
my-
dream. I already don't like flying anyway. I don't like participating in this nonsense. Everybody, stop flying for a little bit. It'll get better. The customer service is terrible.
I had to get my license renewed, and I had to get that star. You know what is it? The gold star.
Yeah, the gold star.
Yeah. I had to bring in like 4 different pieces of.
A little controversy about that gold star, actually. I guess if you're going through a divorce, the gold star, the DMV in a lot of areas is requiring a marriage license. Which, if you're married, in order to verify maybe a last name or something like that. But for some abused women out there that are trying to get out of an abusive marriage, it's kind of led to some controversy, I was reading. So I'm not sure if anybody knows anything more about that. A little interesting tidbit about that gold star. Does everybody have their gold star? I'm not sure if I have mine.
Tidbit.
My license is in my car.
Oh, I do have a gold star on mine.
Oh,
Perfect.
You do? Nice.
Yeah, in the top right corner. And I haven't renewed this thing for years.
I got my paper one in the mail. I mean, I'm still waiting for the ID to come in. You know.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, let's see a little more of this lady here. She's having a meltdown. Things are...
I don't think she has a gold star.
This is probably the best part of her day, though.
Yes, I'm trying to put it all in. It's just a regular basic folder. It's in here.
You're right,
And
though.
if
She needs
you
a trapper
must know
keeper the
my
worst
name,
way.
I-
Come here. Listen.
Yes.
So I'm trying to explain to you what's going on. Get your birth certificate. Yeah. Get your birth certificate. Quit wrinkling it all up. Get all these papers here in the folder. Put all this stuff in the folder. Show us your ID.
My ID broke in half.
Where is it at?
Yeah, because she's chopping.
It's a bad day for
She's
her.
chopping lines up.
My ID
Paper
in
clips,
half, and
bookmarks,
Yeah,
something.
she's been a little too rough with the ID when
That's
she was
right.
hitting the table there.
Smashing the pills up.
That'll do it.
Have you ever done that? I've never used an ID to do that.
Smash a
To
pill
smash
up.
up pills.
Oh, no.
No, I've usually I've done different things, but I've never used an ID. That might be a good way to go about it.
I used to use a cassette tape.
Interesting. Does it make that sound effect?
Coaster.
Okay. Pestle and mortar is usually what I go.
Yeah,
I think that's fancy. And then I'm making a potion.
Oh, he got money.
that's right.
They're very
Jeez.
cheap. They're hand-me-downs, too. Everybody should have a pestle and mortar. I saw one at TJ Maxx the other day. I said, this isn't authentic.
Probably wasn't either, huh?
I do be going to Goodwill a
body
lot.
cam footage this morning. Good morning, everybody. We're joined by Skylar Coltrane and Robert Wallace this morning. And I wanted to talk a little about this here while we're on the...
Emote every time the camera cuts to me.
You like that? You like this little cut here to see you? I do. I very much enjoy our separate angles here. We want to look at a little Iron 8K next, one of my personal favorites. And he's still out there in the wild, so he hasn't been arrested yet, I guess. I think he's on the lam. I'm not really sure. He thinks he's on the lam, at least. But I don't know if anybody's looking for him.
Poor lamb.
And I'm probably the only one looking at him. Oh, an Iron 8K there. But I wanted to just talk a little about this. So we have Robert Wallace in the building, and I had teased this a couple weeks ago, and I think we've been kind of touching base a little bit. But we have started a project that a lot of people have talked about. Jameson Cox and Ryan Graham have talked about this for many years, apparently. And they've gotten me involved, and Ryan Graham and I are going to be working together with Robert Wallace. Is that... All right, I just wanted to make sure that was plugged in over there so we don't have any malfunctions, because it looks a little dark. Is that all plugged in? Okay, it seems to be. But anyway, we're Robert Wallace documentary we've started filming.
Ooh.
A documentary on Robert Wallace here. How do you feel about that, Robert? You're a Dubuquan. What do they call it?
Dubuquer?
Dubuquer?
Yeah.
You've born and raised.
Yep.
You have a lot of history in this town.
Yes, I do.
You have a lot of knowledge about the town. But you have an interesting history yourself. Not only your personal history, but your family has a long history in this town, too.
Yep.
And you have interesting friends and acquaintances that we might add a little flavor to, following you and seeing some of your life there.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Do you enjoy the idea of, are you uncomfortable at all? We've put you on camera a lot at this point, so maybe we've kind of numbed that a little bit. Do you feel any way about it? Are you excited?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice spending time with you. We had a nice time. We filmed kind of your downstairs area, and you showed us some of your antiques and things.
I can't believe I let Ryan Graham use that bathroom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like the fraternity bathroom. I mean, just so nasty.
Really?
I was like, go up there and use
We were
that.
wondering about that. I was looking at that clip. I said, where are you going? We just have you two walking away into a dark area.
Yeah.
Interesting. But you have an interesting household there. You were nice enough to show us. It was Todd Basinger, Ryan Graham, Dan McCullough, and I all in this dark basement bar. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It was very fun.
Speaking of Dan McCullough, he just typed in the chat, Ben's rice just makes me think of Ben Woodfield's rice.
Oh. Something he never eats?
Oh, no, maybe Ben Woodfield's a
Good morning, Dan
gourmet
McCullough.
chef or something.
Last time,
What's up, Dan?
Last time Skylar Coltrane was here, it was just me and him because Dan McCullough was an hour late to the show.
I thought he loved us.
Just finishing my coffee this morning. I hope everybody's enjoying their coffee this morning. Having a nice drive to work. It's a beautiful day out.
Part of waking up.
Isn't it a beautiful day? We were so frustrated with the wind and the rain for many weeks, and now it's just been hot and sunny for the last week. I'm kind of getting tired of that.
Hey, give us some clouds, like a little overcast.
I've been out looking for mushrooms the last couple of days, and I haven't had no luck.
That's all I'm seeing on my Snap stories.
Any kind of mushrooms.
Last week, Troy Rigdon and the buddy that he brought in, Jesse James, were bragging about their morale hunting.
Yeah.
So they're really on it there.
Yeah. I guess I did see a few beautiful morels that I thought they were fake.
Morels, that's what they're called.
I thought they were fake, actually, and I thought it was like a plaque, with these morels because they're so nice looking. I went down and I grabbed onto one, and I'm like, oh, those are real. And I picked it up. I mean, it's...
Oh, that'd be a good prank. We should get a bunch of prop morels and put them around the woods. We just put fake morels all over
that might
the
get
state.
us killed.
Oh, yeah, people are pretty attached to those.
People do not play about the morels for whatever reason. They
don't even watch.
Like you can sell them, apparently?
I wonder if there's a fortune cookie. If anybody knows anything about the fortune cookie business, can I get custom fortune cookies?
I think you can. I'm sure you can.
Get morel-shaped fortune cookies that are painted like morels. I don't know what a morale looks like, actually.
A morale?
Would that work?
It's like a...
Morale's like when a person's like really good, and like their morale's like...
High.
Yeah, high.
Right. I think morels what happens when you take a mushroom, right, and it just wrinkle it to hell and back. Like it's like a...
So a fortune cookie is too smooth. That plan's not going to work.
Like very wrinkled and kind of old looking, like a...
Maybe I'll paint some
old
chewed up
pieces.
balls.
Yes, you beat me to it.
Paint
some
old
testicles.
Chewed up pieces of gum and throw those around.
I got a chat from DJ Electra. It says, "Good morning, drive time and chat. Hit the like, yo."
Good morning, drive time and DJ Electra. Good morning, DJ Electra. I wouldn't encourage anybody. Keep that like button to yourself. Nobody else needs to. It's very personal. What you like, I go on YouTube and I dislike everything, and I say, "Prove me wrong." Maybe by the end of this, I'll take my dislike back.
How about compact discs?
What about compact discs? What?
I mean, he's got a point. Physical media. Save physical media, folks.
That's all I do. Everything's physical. Look around at all these cords.
That's why when I move into my own place, I'm getting... First thing I'm going to buy for my place is a record player.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I need to...
I have
a couple of CDs I want on vinyl.
I have a pretty decent record collection.
You have a bunch of fascinating things in that home, and I can't wait to see some more of that home while we film here. We get to see the basement. He has so many antiques, and he has a big pile of laser discs that's pretty hard to come by. I thought they would be more expensive. We price checked some of them. They would probably add up to maybe $1,000 with all of them combined. But I thought a couple of them. I said that must be worth $1,000.
No,
some MTV Cribs type stuff.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's very interesting. So we're looking forward to seeing some more of that. But you have a disc player.
A disc player or a record player?
A record player.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. I have a bunch, like for parts, and then I have
Interesting.
what I use.
We'll look forward to seeing more of that in the
Most
Robert Wallace
certainly.
documentary, but I wanted to kind of let everybody know it is happening. We are started filming. We haven't done any major interviews for the project yet, but we're just kind of getting acquainted with
It'll be a fun time.
some of your home. We're really looking forward to it, and you enjoy the company of Ryan Graham.
Oh, yes.
And I do too. Well, he has a cane now. I didn't expect that. He's limping. Poor
yeah.
guy. Looks like an old man.
He's
practicing his Willy Wonka.
I didn't know if he was pulling an Andy Kaufman. I didn't know if he was pulling an Andy Kaufman, and with the cane and all,
Yeah, you never know. He does look like somebody that would wrestle women.
Yeah, there we go. Totally.
He's going through a divorce
Give
right
him
now
the
too,
Graham-
so he's
the
probably
Graham
looking
Slam. Give him the Graham Slam.
Oh, that's perfect.
The Ryan Graham Slam.
I don't have this clip. I get sent things on Instagram all the time.
Cold Stunner just.
I skipped all these clips that I got sent on the
2
Instagram
grams
this
short
week.
of an 8 ball.
But one of those clips was
Ryan
a
Graham.
friend of the show, wrestler Casey Jacks.
Casey Jacks. That name rings a bell.
Well, he's a wrestler. He's locally famous, and he used to be in
Dubuque?
Eastern Iowa.
No, not Dubuque.
He's a
Quad Cities?
Dubuquer.
Where is he?
Right. But he just things all over the
might be getting my guys mixed up.
Eastern Iowa there. He's a wrestler, but he had posted some promo. I think all these wrestling promos are very lame. Very dramatic. I say, I don't know anything about this. There's 6 fans.
Like that lame leg you were talking about?
That's something I think is on the bucket list. Like, just get on a wrestling show, grab the mic, just talk a bunch of shit, get my ass kicked. Like, I think that's I could be a jobber. I mean, it can't be that hard, right?
Certainly. You should take some improv classes first. I think they're pretty related. There's a lot of improv.
I figure that's like my most toxic trait. I tell girls on dating apps all the time, listen, I genuinely think I can make it in the WWE. I really do.
Really?
I figure I already talked.
What weight class?
Let me check.
You could be thrown around. They're bigger guys.
About heavyweight.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, if I must have lost a little bit of weight, I'm going heavyweight.
I guess.
Titties.
Well, you need to go.
Titties.
What is happening over there?
Oh, I was just looking at
we're getting our summer bodies ready. Just.
I was just looking at my titties.
I weighed myself yesterday. I ate a nice meal. I was very hungry. I got back to my place and I ate a nice meal. A bunch of cheesy potatoes and some pasta salads. A little mixture of that. A big meal. A lot of carbs. And then I went and weighed myself immediately after eating. Weighed 156. I'm down really low right now. Exactly. I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, "Oh, I'm looking a little bony today." Weighed myself. I'm under 160 again. I was doing pretty well. I was hanging around 163 for a long period of time. I'm back to losing it. I can't gain weight. I've been 150 since I'm 20 years old.
I think I'm horrified at the fact that I almost outweigh you by about almost 100 pounds. Like I'm
6'3".
The human body is a weird thing.
I'm too thin. I might be deteriorating. I might have AIDS.
A human body can take a lot. Well, some people.
I wonder. I'm gonna look like Drew Carey by next week.
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey. I love me some Drew Carey. I ain't gonna lie.
Of course.
I used to watch his old Drew Carey show back in the day, before I really knew what was going on. One of the things I used to watch with my great grandmother back in the day.
What's going on? Is he a?
What is it?
Because he had this like an old like sitcom, not like an old like fictionalized version of himself, like TV show. Like he would sell like alcoholic pop on the side. Like that was part of the plot.
He was doing Seinfeld.
Kinda, yeah. Every
well,
every like celebrity had that sort of kind of Seinfeld show, like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Fucking Troy Rigdon moment.
Yeah,
Roseanne.
I was just gonna say that.
That is funny. No, I swear he instead of he just says fucking.
It's like his
Excuse
reset,
me, everybody.
But it's necessary in some cases though. Like you gotta like pull the ripcord on your brain a little bit, you know.
Like Troy said, he can't say the word woo. He's like, whoa.
Oh, he can't do the ooh?
Yeah, he can't. Woo.
Oh, Ooj just told you your Discord link is expired.
Oh, great. You know, I always select this link to never expire. It always expires.
Gosh.
Well, I think Electra just gave us a picture of a Morel.
Oh, I did see that in the Discord.
See
Thank you, DJ Electra.
Look at that.
Picture of a Morel.
Yeah.
Join the Discord, everybody. You know, and I apologize. Who was that?
Thank you
Ouija?
for the visual.
Ouija, you've been a follower of the show. I apologize for anybody that's trying to join the Discord and the link is expired, but Ouija, I'm surprised you don't already have the access at some point. You only have to click the link once and then it's there. You're already in. Very easy. But
another chat from Old School Dave says, "Prep yourself, buddy."
Prep.
Oh, that was an age joke.
Yes.
Because I'm losing weight.
I was about to say, all right, where's the lube?
Don't worry, I know the jokes.
Turn around and spread them.
Speaking of somebody that knows jokes, you know the worst part? I don't have a keyboard. This mouse wheel doesn't work.
Ooh.
So I have multiple
That
things.
mouse is trying to-
Everybody bear with me, but we have Ian 8K here, of course, who we followed. I followed for many years, and I'm begging my audience to get on board here.
Begging.
And follow Ian 8K. Because he's been offline. He's out in the world now. He stopped his live streaming, which was his whole entire life, Xbox Live, GTA 4 live streaming, and he's dropped it all. And now he's just wandering the streets, and he's doing vegan food reviews as he's always done. But now he's doing it out in the wild. He's preaching like he usually does, but now he's doing it out in the wild. And here's another product that we'll take a little listen to. Ian 8K, everybody.
1,000 milligrams.
What is that?
No pranks today, but let's get a food review.
Oh, what?
Hello and welcome to the visualization. Today,
No,
I
what is
tried,
that?
1,000 milligram RSO.
That label looks like it's been
tincture
printed
with
out on my
coconut oil,
printer.
by Dirt Road Acres.
I'm about to take that.
So he's trying this tinctures. Do you ever use these tinctures?
Tinctures, not them.
I kind of like them. Do you ever use a tincture?
I've used to.
They're very nice. If you don't have time to smoke, or you just want a little slow down, they're very relaxing. You put a little underneath your tongue, and you don't really get the strongest buzz, but everything does feel like it's slowed down a little bit. It's relaxing.
There's a lot of different tinctures. Like, everything.
I've always been a fan of the CBD tincture. You know, people trash CBD all the time, but you got to find the right method, and it still does good for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in.
Put it
I'm gonna
in.
go ahead and put it in this here, this Alani Nu.
Oh, I thought he was pointing to his
Moisture.
butthole.
Oh, he's mixing. I don't know. I would never mix it with caffeine. Do you drink these Alanis?
I've been hearing more about them lately.
They've been really
heard they're
big.
like.
What are they?
Is anybody drinking these Alanis? I'm glad that he showed those, because I was curious about these. I see people buying them at the grocery store all the time, and they seem to have replaced the bangs. There's no bangs anymore. I can't find Bang Energy anymore. But these Alanis have zero sugar. I wonder if there's any relation in companies, or if they just saw the gap in the market and they were taking advantage. A lot of women like these Alanis, I've noticed.
Like Alani, Bang, the Reigns.
Are those sugar-free?
I'm not sure. I just know that I just
These
see
are
them
the
a lot at my usual grocery stores.
People are drinking a lot of these Alanis there, and people come in, they say, "Ooh, the new flavor's out. I've never seen it in my life before." Nobody does this with Monster.
The big thing in my hometown, people really love the flavored Dr. Peppers, like the blackberry, strawberries and cream.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I guess.
Strawberry and cream.
I guess Dr. Pepper's going crazy now.
Dr. Pepper. You know, I heard recently Dr. Pepper was named, it replaced Pepsi as America's
I think I might have heard
second
that.
favorite fountain drink. America's
Really?
#2 fountain
I think I
drink.
might have heard that.
It didn't last long, though, after Dr. Pepper's failed ad campaign. Dr. Pepper tastes like #2.
Wouldn't you want to be a pepper?
Just a joke, everybody.
Oh, man.
It's an old world
Classic.
news joke. I still do that on stage.
Yes, he does.
Maybe
Yes,
I'll do that
indeed.
tonight. I'm going to be doing some
Considering
comedy.
all the TikToks I see about Dr. Pepper on my For You page, I believe it.
Shippy-yibby-yo.
Well, he's going to mix this THC with the Alani. I don't think Alani would like this plug here. They probably don't appreciate you mixing drugs with their also drugs, but let's take a look.
See the advertisement in the background? Cannabis
Like
Haven.
Alani's like, who do you think we are?
Cannabis
Four
Haven.
Loko?
I think that's where he got the tincture.
Yeah, it looks like.
Cannabis?
I bet
Wow,
you,
we have
I bet
Four
you had to
Loko.
pay for it too, you know.
This Breezeberry Alani Nutrition Energy Drink, and we'll see how it goes.
Nutrition.
All right, so
I
let's
love
give it a
that. You're just in time for breakfast, son.
It mixes well. I mean, the guy in the store, one of the bud tenders, told me that if you put it in a drink, usually the oil will sit at the top. But this seemed to, mix well. I put two. I don't know how to say it, but I
Okay, like
squirted.
a straw.
He doesn't know how to say it.
Tinctures. They're two tinctures.
Yes.
He doesn't know what to say. Didn't he say it earlier?
Two amounts.
It's hashtags.
He can't articulate his words.
Well, he does have struggle. You guys kind of relate that way, though.
Yeah. A
little
Sometimes
bit.
you can't get the words out.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, all the time.
I'm not even talking about you. Do you relate too?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's happening right now. Shit.
Wow. Ian 8K, everybody. Not the most interesting thing this week, but I just want to keep an eye on it.
Looks like there's going to be a storm in the brewing there in the
Seems pretty
background.
calm. He's up in Maine.
Wow.
Yeah. So they get the end of whatever weather was created out in the West Coast by the government. They just get all the mishmash.
Oh, the seed
I filled up
clouding.
the tube or whatever, the syringe thing.
It's a
or whatever.
tincture.
Yeah, he knows what it is. Shut up, dude. It's an
I
eyedropper.
squirted 2 amounts almost full into it.
All right.
Squirted 2 amounts.
Yeah.
So let's say
Into it.
about 100 to 200 milligrams.
No, that was 1,000 milligrams. It said on the
So I'll
caption.
film myself a little bit later and see how it affects me. Might squirt another one in there.
It says right there, trying 1,000 milligrams. It doesn't say. What do you say? Like
Well, he's not very good at adding zeros
Yeah,
at
he's
the end
like-
of sentences.
20
Math is hard anyways.
20 cents a day, $400 a month.
Long story short, there was no
kitty.
follow-up video, so I imagine that he it worked pretty well for him. I ain't 8K, everybody.
Yeah.
I assure you, we're gonna keep up on it. He never lets me down. Eventually, something dramatic will happen. He'll scream at the strangers. The cops will be called. There'll be a dead animal that he'll videotape and scream about over. He's wild, but I keep an eye on him. I'm the only one supporting him, by the way. Everybody else has given up. You try to follow him, you leave a comment, he calls you a stalker and blocks you.
Jeepers, creepers.
Yeah, he's a bit gang stalked, but I'm keeping an eye on him from the distance. I'm saying I'll make sure you're okay.
Just so you don't spook him.
I finally found what state he's in. I think, was it Hartford, Maine? I think that's where he might be.
Hartford.
I believe it.
huh?
So we're finding you, Nate. I'm looking for you. That's the last thing he wants to hear.
I reckon I like those French rabbit taters.
Got a chat from Geisha Mouth Opie. They say iron beer over Dr. Pepper. Greater than Dr. Pepper.
Iron beer.
Iron beer?
That's squall weather.
Iron will.
What is that, some Portland drink?
It sounds like a local thing.
He's from the Northwest. They have a lot of local beverages there, I'm sure. They're probably making their own sodas up there. They're like the Portlandia. They're in the 1800s.
I believe it.
They're probably counterfeiting Dr. Pepper.
Speaking of mushrooms, it's all legal up there. Who knows what kind of drinks they're making? Well, good morning, everybody. Happy May 14th.
14th, yeah.
It's a great day today. What time is it? It's about 8:22 a.m. Eastern. And I think I just have a couple of clips I wanted to jump to before we'll get into some of this Ray DeVito. Do you have to get out of here a little early today?
I can give you a little more time. I got an eye on it. No big deal.
Why don't we just jump into this here? Because I did want to touch base on this. I have some Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day, and maybe we'll end with that. Of course, getting in today, this uplifting sunrise had already joined us. So it's a beautiful day out, everybody. As you can see. Now you'll notice, you might see a little bit of the blinds. Oh, excuse me, that's the wrong clip. That was a little Ray DeVito. We're going to show a little bit of that. Because I found in my files, I'll just explain it real quickly. I found in my files that, so I'll start from the beginning here, of course. In October, months before October, I convinced Delicious, who was doing a lot of the booking for Jester's Lounge, the comedy club, to invite Ray DeVito and get him in. Ray DeVito is a Cleveland comedian. He identifies more as a New York comedian, but everybody understands he's a Cleveland comedian. He's probably pretty high tier for a Cleveland comedy scene there. But anyway, we got Delicious to book Ray DeVito for a show in October 18th.
Sweet.
And also, I was communicating with Ray DeVito. We decided to record a 30-minute half-hour show during that period of time, of course. So we did the show. That came out in October. We also had some footage. So when we started recording for the show, I was trying to get the show started, and he wouldn't let me start because he just wanted to talk about the things that he said, hey, don't ask me any questions about this, things I had no idea about, things I have no concept. I would never ask him about these subjects. He says, I can't talk about this because he goes on for 5 minutes. As soon as I push record on everything, he's holding the microphone to his face, telling me all the things that he can't have recorded or can't say. Also, I don't believe that he was kind of protecting himself against lies. That's why I didn't want things questions because
makes sense.
He's kind of BSing about fake lawsuits and things. So anyway, we thought it was very funny. So when we did an end of year review in December, I showed some of those clips of the things that he didn't want to talk about and laughed about. Look at this guy who is talking into a microphone, saying the things that he doesn't want said on a microphone. That was a very funny clip, and that actually got a little play around. Some people that clip Ray DeVito things showed that around, and Ray DeVito is very upset with me for releasing that. And then so he went on and said a lot of lies about me, and I didn't really address any of those things because we've kind of moved on from that. But I was looking through my files the other day, and I realized we were recording David Collins' 13.5-hour reality show at that time. I couldn't have said that enough. I couldn't believe I didn't think about this earlier when he was saying, like, oh, I didn't know I was being recorded. That entire night I was telling him about the reality show, saying I'm recording everything. Everything I'm doing, everything's going on. It's all being recorded for the reality show. I'm walking around with a camera. The microphone's there. It's very obvious that things are being recorded. And I didn't even remember to mention that at all when he was saying, oh, I didn't know I was being recorded. It's like, well, I told you many times we're recording a reality show. And then I looked through my files this week. I said, oh my God, I have almost that entire night on camera. And not just the parts where he's holding, I have like almost that entire night on camera. Including 20 minutes of his stand-up, which he really hates. And I don't think we're going to really play a lot of his stand-up comedy, of course. That's a little, what do they call that?
Low-hanging fruit.
Low-brow, low-hanging fruit.
Sit
we don't need to do any of that. But I do have Ray DeVito clips. He also made up these lies. We'll play a little of these lies here. So this is an old clip here, but I kind of wanted to set it up like this. Not to rehash this, but I found these old files. I said, this is amazing that I have all these old clips.
How old is this?
What's going on in the chat?
You want to know what Dana Moss just said? Dana Moss Peterson?
Oh,
he says David Collins gives me morning wood like nobody's business.
Oh, that's very nice.
Morning wood. The best part of waking up is David Collins in your cup.
Right. Well, good morning, everybody.
Oh, got a chat from Urjo. They ask, did any of you guys have a goth phase in high school?
No, I didn't.
I would say my goth phase was a skater phase. Like, I wore DC shoes. I thought I could skate. I can't.
I've always been very punk rock.
I've always wanted to hit a kickflip. I figure I can die happy once I do a successful kickflip.
Could you ollie?
My neck broke my fall.
No.
Oh, well, that's the start.
I can ride. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm more like, I can, like, ride on a longboard, a skateboard. But
Right.
like, actually doing the shit is a different story. That's why I play, like, the Tony Hawk games, like, and skate and whatnot.
Right. I never really could ollie. I lip grinded a little bit. Yeah, I could get up just half the board onto it, and I have good balance and things, but I never understood the ollie. It never clicked for me. I never could do that. I skateboarded for many years. I still longboard occasionally. And I have a ripstick in the back of my car.
Ripstick.
That's what I need to do. I need to just say fuck it and buy myself a longboard.
Fuck it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Exactly, yeah.
But thanks for your question, Urjo, and interrupting the flow of what I was getting to here. But that's no problem. I like a little skateboard talk here. In fact, I mentioned this last week. If you look at my Facebook algorithm, all you'll get on my Facebook is skateboarding videos. It's very curated. It's very difficult to get that type of curation on Facebook.
I built this for you page brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
Right.
Just one more brick in that wall.
So anyway, Ray DeVito went on to say a bunch of lies about me. He said that he says that my stand-up comedy is just an impression of Mark Norman, which is very funny because it makes no sense. I don't understand that. I do one impression, and it is of Mark Norman. Does everybody want to hear this? It's Mark Norman
yes,
as a scientist. I've done this many times, but it's my only impression, and I very much enjoy it. Mark Norman as a scientist, everybody. Gravity. And that's about the extent of the impression. So I do a Mark Norman impression, but I don't even do that on stage. So anyway, but
Gravity.
So we'll take a little listen here to what Ray DeVito said at the time and at the beginning of January there. And then I want to just, maybe we'll find some of these clips. I just put it in a playlist. It's a bit of a mess, but I could find the clip pretty easily, I believe. We're laughing. He says, I love David Collins. He acknowledges that we're recording a reality show and things. I have like almost the entire night on camera here, so I always show some of those clips. Exclusive Ray DeVito clips. He also mentioned in this, we'll just get to it here. Why don't we just play a little bit of it?
He's a good man. So yeah, I'm Team Obnoxious John over Blind Mike. I don't know why they're fighting, but then also that Blind Mike likes that David Collins guy too, and that guy's a piece of garbage.
This is when I come up.
I think we all learn that, no matter what you think about.
We'll get to, here we go. I can't go back 5 seconds that easily. That's annoying. I don't have a keyboard.
Also, that Blind Mike likes that David Collins guy too, and that guy's a piece of garbage.
This is an old clip, of course.
I think we all learn that. No matter what you think about me, like I think everyone's like, yeah, that's a piece of shit guy.
Nobody thinks that about me, Ray. I'm very friendly, except Carl apparently is turning on me in that Color of the Day segment. Maybe I'll give him a call. If anybody doubled and confirmed that that was the case, I will call him immediately.
Oh, Ouija got your back on that. He says, I emailed you Carl's Color of the Day besmirching.
I don't have a keyboard to really jump to it here, and his phone number is actually on my laptop right now, not on this particular phone, so it would take a little to... Maybe I'll just have to call him after the show.
Ouija even hit Carl with a Rico.
I like the beginning Color of the Day. It's like... Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you for sending me that clip, Ouija. I'll have to, maybe we'll talk about it next week on the show here. For right now, we're going to be talking a little about Ray DeVito. So what did he say here? He said...
Garbage,
and like saying...
I like Garbage Pail Kids.
just slandering you.
That like, so even when I was there, the owner of the club was like, "Are you?"
I have a clip that completely refutes this statement, by the way, but he's just making up lies about me. It's very crazy behavior. We were also very friendly with him. I thought he would, I don't know. We were very nice to him.
Like, he tried to steal my phone.
He comes in, we do the show, we both go back to his hotel and take a shower together, and then we came back and he started filming the reality show.
Nice. Did he
very friendly.
He didn't hold your hand after that, after the shower? Or?
No, I think he was done. He's one of the, he's...
Did you feel like you were...
I was used.
Yes.
And then he went on, but he told everybody, it was like his friends, he's like, oh, by the way, I don't really hang out with that guy. He's not cool. That's how I felt. He thinks I was...
Collins was trying to steal my phone, and the owner was like, do you want me to kick him out? I'm like, no. And like, it's
Johnny,
fine.
I would never do
like,
that
trying to steal my phone to go through my contacts. And it's like, what are you doing?
Isn't that hilarious that he would say that? So here's what happened, and I think I've talked about this in the show, but just so you know, it's very funny, because he was just being himself, trying to brag about the phone numbers that he had in his phone. He likes to talk about how all these famous comedians that he rubs elbows with. So he was saying, like, oh, I have this person's phone number, I have this person's phone number. I said, show me the phone number. And I would never touch his property. I would never try to take something from him. But I was standing within arm's reach of him, just saying, well, if you insist on bragging about these things, show me the number. Show me the number then. He's just talking. It's completely irrelevant, but, we're teasing him live. He was probably just a little annoyed that he was being teased by all these strangers in small town Iowa.
Because God forbid you get a little bit pressed, like...
Right, yeah, we're not... I'm sorry, though.
We didn't bullshit. Like, okay, we get it, like...
We get it. And also, I've met plenty of celebrities. Your star power doesn't get me anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere in this town.
Yeah, especially small town Iowa.
I never had to worry about my phone around you.
Of course not. Nobody does. I don't touch other people. I also hate being touched. I don't like getting in other people's space. I don't like people getting in mine. So it's a crazy accusation. But anyway, we'll take a little listen to this, and then we can just show some of the clips of that night. Because I have basically an entire night on camera.
Was it in your little lapel, the little camera?
No, I'm holding a big camera setup with microphones and things around the bill. It's very clear. Anyway. It's very funny to me.
That was not cool. Like, he wasn't even doing it joking.
I
was like trying to be
did a lot of joking.
serious about
He always
that.
says like at the beginning.
It's like, all right, dude, this isn't funny. This isn't funny. Give me my fucking phone. Like, what are you doing?
And now the story's developed where I have the phone in my hand at some point. It's like, this isn't... What are you talking about?
You're swinging it like
Taking
a weapon.
my phone. And this is at the time when the ALCS was going on. So I'm watching the Yankees and Guardians game, and it's like, dude, give me my phone back. Like,
I love how that's the defining.
I mean, that's really what it is, though. I was chatting with him, and he was
detail
watching the game.
Just happened, yeah.
Anyway, so that's a little of that.
It was so traumatizing. He wanted to watch his game so bad, and then that happened.
He probably has that.
Not sure how much more of this he's talking about me, but maybe we'll jump a little ahead.
And, I just got to town. I didn't even go to the hotel yet. I didn't shower or anything.
No, we went after we did the show.
Do this.
We did the show, and then we went back to the hotel together.
And you showered.
We showered together, and then we came back wearing different clothes.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
With your shirt inside out.
I'm not a fan of that dude. And so, yeah, I'm
not a fan of me? I don't know. I have a clip that contradicts that, Ray DeVito. You're not a fan of David Collins?
Ooh, there's a fan of David Collins right there.
Here we go. This is the last clip that I have from that night. This is also, I wanted to go out and spend more time with these fellas, but unfortunately I had a Halloween party to get to the next day, and I had to get up very early in order to drive 6 hours to Omaha. And then we got there in the early afternoon and things and got ready. We had some obligations there, but I had a Halloween party to go to the next day, so I couldn't stay out all night. Otherwise, things would have been different there. Oh, you know what? Excuse me, everybody. I need to...
I get a lot of compliments, okay?
So we have the clip here. I just want to do one thing real briefly. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. Let me see if I can update this, everybody. I apologize for a delay. Give me one moment. Tick, tick, tick. All right. That's all I wanted to do there. Just make it a little bigger for everybody watching at home. So let's take a little... This is the last clip of the show, of course. And what I liked about this is that we get to see a little of Johnny O, not trying to kick me out, of course. Everything's friendly. There was none of this confrontation until he decided that I was an enemy of his now. And I'm still sending him nice texts. And also, one of the reasons I want to say, Matt Ferry is continuing to be close with Ray DeVito. They're friendly enough. And I had hoped that might be for a future goof, but they seem to get along all right, which is fine. They both are fans of the sports cards. And Ray DeVito will have Matt Ferry on the show sometimes. Matt Ferry gets a little nervous about Ray DeVito's audience. because they're very verbally violent. I don't know how else to say it. They're a little abusive to poor Ray DeVito, so I understand why he doesn't. But with Matt Ferry in the room, we never really wanted to kind of get too much into this. So now that if he's not here right now, we'll just play some of these clips. But this is after the show. This is after his performance. This is the end of the night. This is the last clip I have. But I just wanted to show because he says that he's a fan of me. Shout out Johnny
Yes,
O.
I know.
Maybe put on a push-up and you'll get it too.
Oh, hey, what's up?
This is at Jester's Lounge.
I miss Jester so much.
I'm from Cleveland, so this is kind of intense right now.
I had a horrible day. No, it's not just the 10 bad things.
Oh, we'll skip a little ahead here.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So Neil, Kevin Durant showed up.
Is this the wrong clip? It might be the one before this. Excuse me. Oh, here we go. So I get to talk a little bit of Ray DeVito here. He comes. Also, the first thing I want to point out here, he walks and sits next to me. It's not as if I'm following him at all. I'm not giving him any pressure.
Look at that where it's paused. Like, he's looking directly at you. Like, he knows the
He looks at the camera. He knows exactly what's happening there. And also, Ray DeVito and I were very friendly. We had a good time. We got along very well. We had a nice time all evening. You can see he even gravitates towards me because I'm the one he knows.
It's like you can see his mood shift just ever so slightly, right?
He is a little suspicious, but no, I think that's just a drunk face. He's been drinking a lot. I think he's just been drinking a little bit at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
But this is no different. You know, you can see this clip 14. We've been doing this all night. A little mean mug to the camera there.
Do you watch David Collins' 30-minute hour reality show?
I've seen it before. I like it. I like David Collins.
And that's really the scathing statement that I wanted to get to. He watches the show. He's a fan of mine. Weeks later, we'll say, I don't like this guy. He's, Ray DeVito, come back to me.
David Collins' 30-minute hour reality show?
No, I have not.
Oh, we do a lot of shows.
I figured, but I just wanted to make sure.
We have the reality show. We have David Collins' 30-minute hour show.
30-minute hour
New radio show.
What about the David Collins 30-minute hour show?
Anyway, we've seen enough of his comedy by this point in the evening, but he's anything going on in the live chat there?
Terry Nee has been singing their praises for Ray. Ray's a good egg. Love Ray.
I feel the same way.
Jesse Joyce and Mark Norman are friends of Ray.
I don't know who that first name is. That doesn't mean anything to me, but that's good. I'm glad he's friends with these people, and I wish he was friends with me.
Yeah.
I wish he didn't slander my name and say all these mean things about me.
Can't we all just hug it out?
I wish we could.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would never want to get that close to him.
Damn! You need some stickers. You gotta fucking.
He's gonna make some coasters. I have plenty of shirts. I'll bring you a shirt.
Are we skipping frames? Are we still live? Is everything okay? We're just skipping frames a little bit. That's more of the computer's issue. We're almost done with the show, everybody. And then we'll end the show today with the first part of episode 3 of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show.
Old School Dave asks, when's the fucking guy gonna be back? When's Troy coming back?
Well, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, he had an issue this week. He had a medical concern.
Yeah, because
the mouth thing.
Prayers up, Troy.
How do I get this guy a shirt? I'm gonna be out of here by 10 a.m. tomorrow.
10 a.m.
David Collins, I gotta get out of here.
Oh, are you leaving, Skylar? Yeah, I gotta head out. All right, well, it was a pleasure. Anything else in the live chat that you can get to before? Because I apologize, everybody. I'm not going to be able to see this live chat until now that Skylar leaves. I lost my tablet this morning. I believe it's at a different apartment.
Troy coming was the most recent thing. And, yeah, here we go, guys. I'm going to be late for work.
All right.
Peace out.
Skylar Coltrane, everybody.
I will see you all next time. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we'll end the show with Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day here. So that was really all I wanted to show. He is a fan. He's aware that I'm filming. He's friendly there. And then there was a couple other clips. I'm not sure. Without the live chat kind of guiding me, I'm not really sure what the case is. This is, you can hear Johnny O in the background on one of these saying, "Oh, good to see you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I have a new coat." And we're talking and things.
I'll sit there and write for
bring you back.
30 hours of writing. I'll get like 3 punch.
Anyway, that's it. It's more, I think the clip before is Johnny O saying hello. But anyway, this is all just to refute and poke fun at his misstatements. What do you think about this?
I don't see any of that in your character. It's just...
Isn't that crazy behavior?
Yes, it is.
Well, I get along with plenty of people. But anyway, here's the end of it. Oh, this is the wrong clip. I wanted to go back. Oh, it just goes to the beginning? That's interesting. Here's a quick clip of Johnny O saying hello. Johnny O's in the building here.
Johnny O.
The owner of the comedy bar. Or the...
Jester's
Lounge, excuse me. Everything's running very slowly now. It's not good. So you see Johnny O coming over.
How you doing, man?
another great day. Do you like this coat? I love it. I got it from Goodwill. So that's Johnny O speaking. You can tell we have a good relationship. I've been on his show. He's been on my show multiple times. And Post 4 Productions, of course. But anyway, just to kind of take that back. So I thought it was very funny. I realized I just was going through my files. I said, oh my God, I have all of this footage. Why would he make things up? I have it all on camera. And it's fun to kind of rehash some of that there. Everybody could see I have 14 clips here from that night, including a lot of stand-up comedy, which I don't really care to get into here. We have him and Delicious talking in the green room. We have Ray talking Dabbleverse, which I might have even learned that name from him. But talking about stuttering John Melendez. So maybe we'll show some of these other clips in the future some other time there. But just wanted to kind of touch base on that. I thought it was very funny.
What's the skipped frames?
Skipped frames, it means that some of the video elements are not working properly.
I got you.
So 25% of the last frame, 25% of frames in the last 2 minutes were skipped. So there's a lot of jumping around. But the audio should still be good, and I don't see that we're disconnected, and it seems that things have kind of resolved in that area, so maybe it's going to be improving for the rest of the show, because we don't have much left of the show there. I want to show a little Pirate Stew's Beautiful Joke of the Day, and then we'll get into the first 10 minutes of episode 3 of David Collins' 30-minute-and-a-half-hour show.
Beautiful.
What's your plan for the day, Robert Wallace?
I have to go pick my car up from Cheryl.
What happened with that car? I didn't understand that earlier. So did it just break down on you?
No. I lost my keys.
In another town?
Yeah.
It's a real nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have a spare?
And then I haven't been there for a long time. And, I have recently. But anyways, so I started digging on the counter table. And I found an old pair of keys of mine. Like, I lost a year prior.
Oh, wow.
But then, I lost those when I was... Because, it wasn't humid out.
It's been a long few days for you.
I went morel hunting, and then I couldn't find nothing. Then it got humid out, so I went out again. And that's when I lost the second pair of keys. I got to ride home, and my car's... I had to go pick my car up today, and then
I see.
I had to fix the dryer. It's reading like F22 or something.
Does a story like that kind of make sense why we want to follow you around for a few weeks and record everything that's happening? You have a very interesting scenarios you find yourself in.
Yeah. I do. Fun times. I didn't get no ticks, luckily.
That's good. Were you running around the woods?
Oh, yes. I was... Gosh.
Oh, you were hunting for morels.
Yeah, well, I was just looking for arrowheads, morels, anything.
Oh, that's very nice. You'll have to take us out there.
Yeah, yes.
It'd be great. I hate ticks, though.
Yeah.
They say you just avoid the tall grass and you should be okay.
Yeah, I haven't, it's all tall grass. For...
Uh-oh. I'll bring my waders.
Like your waders?
Right.
Like how much you tip them?
Well, they're going to be clearing the way with machete for me.
Okay.
Just kidding. Of course, I mean the water waders that you wear over. Protect your body. You have a secret room. You're around a lot of dangerous scenarios. I need masks. I need skin protection.
Skin protection.
Right.
Yeah. SPF 20,000.
Anyway, do I have any more of these Radio Vito cuts? I'm worried it's going to crash my computer if I continue to click through this playlist. A couple of these were kind of interesting. I mean, just us spending time together in the... Look how well we're getting along here. It's just so unbelievable that things have turned.
So
but I forgot I even had all this footage. I don't know.
Right now, and it's like,
please
like
pause.
I was asking David,
Please pause. There we go.
I love spending time with David Collins.
People don't mind it, usually. We have a good time. But, I mean, you can see we're all getting along here. I just couldn't believe I had all this on footage. I looked through my files. I said, oh my gosh, I forgot I was recording all of this.
I forgot you had a little lapel.
It was for the reality show. No, I'm holding a big camera setup. It's crazy.
I've seen you before.
There you go, sit. This is that room with the big annoying fan, unfortunately, but I'm setting up. I'm getting good shots of us hanging out.
Yeah, so it's like...
Who's the annoying fan?
They used to have a great one. They were funny going there. It was great. It was one of the first clubs. Louis C.K. at one point in like 2013 described it as his favorite club.
We're talking shop. We're talking about comedy clubs. It was a great evening, and we all got along. Ray DeVito, come back on the show. We should get him on Drive Time.
Ray, come back. Ooh.
He could call in at any point. He has my phone number. He could just call me directly.
Every single fool could see.
I have his phone number too.
I am sorry.
Maybe I could call him sometime. He gets very suspicious though. He's one of those people that you have to call and leave a voicemail, and then he'll call you back. You know?
He screens his calls.
Right. He does that, and I don't blame him too. He really should be screening those calls. I'm surprised he doesn't have to change his phone number more often.
Screen your calls and put sunscreen on, folks.
Certainly. But anyway, a little Ray DeVito talk this morning. I wanted to talk about that. I thought it was very funny that I had all those clips. If anybody wants any of those clips in particular or anything, maybe just email me and we can see about that. But I'm not sure what people were really interested in or what the case was. I just wanted to touch base on it. It's very funny to me.
Were you trying to take my phone from me on the way here?
Right. Well, you told me that you had Mark Norman's phone number. Oh. And I said, I better steal your phone.
Yeah, jeez.
What a wild guy. Cleveland's fun. I drove through Cleveland on the way to Boston. Delicious told me, the home and rock and roll is in Cleveland.
Boston.
That's what they say.
From
Good morning, everybody.
Boston.
Happy Wednesday. It's about 9:45 a.m. Eastern here. 7:45, and we're just going to get into Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day. And then kind of wrap up with the last 10 minutes of David Collins' 30-minute hour show. I hope it's been a fine episode today. I hope everybody's having a good morning, finishing their coffee. I certainly finished my coffee this morning. I do like a morning beer, if not a lot of people have noticed that on the show, or some people have. That's occasionally, so sometimes in the show I'll grab my coffee, I'll grab a water, I'll grab a nice morning beer.
What are you drinking there?
This is, well, I probably shouldn't plug them.
Yeah.
I like a hazy IPA. I won't say the brand. People can probably see, but anyway. It's a beautiful day out. What's your plan for today? You going to go get that car?
Yeah, I'm going to get the car and bring that back, then take apart the dryer and look at that, and then get ready for open mic tonight.
That's nice. That's right. We're going to go to I'll pick you up too. We're going to, oh, by the way, I wanted to say, I don't know how to sign up. Somebody sent me a link on my flip phone, but that might be a little trickier. So there is an open mic at the Eagles Lounge in Dubuque, Iowa. It's hosted by Nathan Tricky Allen, and I'm supposed to sign up online. I was hoping that somebody listening to this could just sign me up for me.
I didn't sign up.
We're just going to show up tonight and say, hey, can we do some comedy?
Yeah.
That'll be the plan. And I'll bring my camera and things, and we'll record that.
Hopefully there'll be a ton of people there.
I have a lot of errands to run in between now and then, but we'll get it figured out, and I'll meet you up. I could just pick you up if that works best for you. That'd be perfect. Then we can carpool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're going to go do some comedy this evening. And I haven't been doing a lot of comedy, so it'll be exciting to see what I remember. Although I was at Monk's open mic this week, finally. I'd missed many of them. And I hosted the show.
That. I noticed you missed a couple there.
It was a lot of fun. Anyway. Good morning, everybody. I missed my alt-tab. I'll tell you, I really missed that alt-tab.
Was there anybody at Monk's?
Yeah.
Was there?
There's just plenty. The usual crowd, of course. Yeah. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's beautiful, and we're just going to end the show today with Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day.
Woo.
I feel great about the day. All right, why don't we get to it here?
Ooh.
You have anything you want to share with the audience today, Robert Wallace? You're a little tired today or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little out of it?
I got a lot of sun this weekend.
A little sun sickness, you think?
Yeah.
It exhausts you.
Yeah.
It really does something
to you. It does, too.
I know, I go on these fishing trips. Sometime we'll have another staff fishing trip there in August, I think, and maybe we'll record an episode up there, too. Maybe we'll get more staff than we did last year. But that sun really beats me up. Plus, when I go to the fishing trips, I smoke like 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I really take advantage of the trip.
Jeepers.
And that really tires me out, too.
I bet.
But boy, do I love a cigarette. I don't get to smoke them that often anymore because I try not to. Can't be doing it regularly, but on a vacation, I find an excuse.
Yeah?
It's very nice. I wonder if they sell cigarettes. I'm going to be going on a cruise in September. I wonder what the rule with cigarettes are on a cruise. Do I have to bring my own? Do I have to buy them there? Is it smuggling tobacco if I try to bring my own?
You get locked up abroad?
I'm going to Mexico, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, you don't want to... Anyway,
yeah.
A little beach music for the cruise talk. Let's get into Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day here, everybody.
Arr.
Pirate Stew. Do you see any of these that pull your attention, Robert Wallace?
This corn one. How about that corn one?
The mystery of corn digestion. Wrap us up, Pirate Stew, and then we'll get to the next 10 minutes of the opening of episode 3 of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show to wrap up Drive Time today.
So I understand that, my body doesn't digest corn very well, but, I mean, here's what...
Oh, why is it clipping like that?
I chewed it.
All right. Let's pause this here.
Corn off the cob.
Let's go back to the beginning. Pirate Stew, give us your joke. The mystery of corn digestion.
So I understand that, my body doesn't digest corn very well.
Right.
I mean, here's what gets me. I chewed it. How's it coming back in the shape of corn? What's going on here, people?
One of those pieces of corn cob got by.
It's a great observation.
Without getting chewed up.
And then we have his background, his green screen background here appears to be a small intestine.
Small intestine.
Pirate Stew's beautiful joke of the day. It was a bit of a letdown, but that's okay. We'll get to it. Could you fill some of the airtime here while I pull up the next clip?
Oh, I'll fill it up. I'll fill that cup up. So, Yeah, the sun did beat me up this weekend. That's for sure. I am feeling it right now.
Did you do any of that Live Well today? Or are you kind of off the Live Well drinks?
You mean the feel
free?
Yeah, I don't know. I did some last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I actually walked to the gas station about 3 a.m.
They're open.
Yeah. And I grabbed Feel Free and I drank that down and went to bed.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That probably feels okay.
Yeah,
Were you a little groggy this morning because of it?
Things, Feel Free my ass.
Oh, $10 each, of course.
I know. I added those up. I got a couple grand.
You think so?
Oh, no, I
You
do.
put all the glass, but you have those nice glass bottles. Are they worth anything?
No, but I mean, you can make something cool out of them because they're actually cobalt blue.
Right.
All the way through.
And you will be making something cool out of them eventually, right?
Yeah, I have a ton of them. It's not cool or anything, but I think I've tried every single all those pills in the front.
Right.
I mean, not the dick hard pills, but like any psychedelic-ish stuff or like
Well, we talked a little about that I
Kratom
think,
or
a couple weeks ago.
something,
Yeah, the mushroom vape pens and things like that.
not the vape ones, not the vapes, but the gummies and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, or the candy bars.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, do you know anything about Iowa's laws these days? I've been noticing more gas stations with signs that say THC sold here. Is that allowed now in Iowa?
No,
Is that
are you sure it
illegal?
doesn't say Delta 9 or?
No, I'm seeing THC available here on some signs.
That's odd.
Isn't that odd?
Yes, it is.
Iowa's changing. We always thought it was going to be the last state to go recreational. I think we're moving towards that direction. Maybe I always joked them Arizona, but I don't really know.
I don't think you can THC.
I'm not sure. But anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm sorry that I
Happy
can't see the
Wednesday.
live chat. If you see anything, I promise I always read the live chat post-show. So, but I hope everybody has a great Wednesday. I know I will. I have some
Yes.
errands to run. It's going to be a great day. Show-wise, we're going to be recording with Robert Wallace, of course, for the documentary. I don't have any new David Collins 30-minute-half-hour shows planned right now unless a guest pops up out of nowhere and we want to try to organize that show. We'll be live every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Central Time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Drive Time David Collins every Wednesday, of course. That's about it for the show. I wanted to make sure we had a good show, and I'm glad we had some
times.
interesting, unique content today. And again, email me. I'll be looking forward to that WATP clip. Carl, I'm coming after you if that's true, by the way. Or just leave it there.
Black and blue.
I don't have any way to really go after him, but we'll figure it out. And I don't really want to be vengeful. So maybe I take that back. I apologize, Carl.
Yeah.
I'll attack him with kindness.
Killing him softly with his love.
Certainly, if that was pressed at all, I would have called him live on the show today. But we can leave it be. I'm not sure what he does on Wednesdays. I don't know much about him. Sometimes I text him. I say, I was thinking about you today. I hope you have a great day. And he says, thank you, David. And then he goes and talks trash about my segments. We're barely doing David Collins 30-minute-half-hour shows these days. Why is he even talking about... Was I featured on the show in any context, or did it just come up for some reason? Did he have another guest on the show, maybe, that might have talked about it?
Like any kind of...
What's the context that I'm getting brought up there? I can understand a little bit about the blind mic, because we talk a little more on that. I'm a little more integrated in that show.
Any kind of attention is good attention, or, even if it's bad attention,
That's true. Well, I don't mind him bringing me up. I just mind him. He
yeah.
never mentioned Color of the Day when I saw him in person. I went and visited him in Rochester, New York. We did a live show. We spent some time. We had a nice breakfast. We argued. It was very polite.
Oh, shoot, I was thinking of Ray.
I said, no, we're talking about Carl
okay.
in Rochester, New York.
I got you.
And we had a fun, polite banter. I said, oh, let me get the bill. He said, no, I'll get it. And, it was one of those polite things. He was very nice, and he ended up getting the breakfast for Delicious and I. And it was
nice.
You could see him fiddling over here. I'm very uncomfortable by the fact that he would mention that.
Yeah, yes. I see it with that USB over there.
And I didn't even catch that. I don't watch any of his shows. So I guess that's kind of worse to say that than to make fun of a segment from his show. It is kind of ruder to say, I don't even watch his show. So maybe I'm in the wrong. We'll get to it. Everybody have a great Wednesday. Drive safe, drive hard. We're going to get to the next episode. Oh, by the way, I wanted to set this up. David Collins 30-minute-half-hour show, episode 3, was my first solo episode. We had an issue with getting a guest for the first time there, so I ended up doing my first solo episode. This episode is just covering some of my old clips from radio, from KMKF, 101.5 K-Rock, of course, back in Manhattan, Kansas there. And we have some of those clips, and we end with the clip that I was fired with, that got me fired. So we'll talk a little about that in this episode. We're just going to play the first 10 minutes today, but that's what episode 3 of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show looks like. Do you have anything you want to say to our audience, Robert Wallace?
I just want to know if you were fired.
Why I was fired?
Yeah, were you looking through someone's cell phone?
No, it was a prank.
Oh, jeepers.
It was a prank, and it wasn't cell phone related. No. It was a Martin Luther King Jr. Day prank, which gets a lot of broadcasters. It's pretty common, but it got me too back in 2022. I hope everybody enjoys the first 10 minutes of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show, episode 3. Drive safe, drive hard, everybody.
Woo!
David Collins, 30 minutes. Show with David Collins.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. I'm your host, David Collins, and we got a good episode for you today. Kind of looking forward to it. It's a little off the beaten path since, first of all, we do not have a guest today. Unfortunately, I happened to catch COVID the last few days, so we had to push my big guest back another week, just trying to be safe. I even considered wearing a mask for today's episode, but I think I'm kind of past the worst of it now. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the show. I just want to continue to thank everybody who's been emailing. After last week's show, we even got a few people sending in their answers to the games. A lot of you did a really good job, so keep doing that. Once we get things back on track next week, we're going to be taking advantage of some of the emails today because they say if one person sends an email, that's 40 people who decide not to. That being said, some of you have gone ahead and written me and asked me some questions over the last few months or weeks especially. So we're going to be getting into the most popular of those today. Before we really get into the show, of course, color of the day. Today, an exciting color of the day, we're looking at mahogany. Color of the day today, mahogany. So if you're out in the world and you see mahogany, remember, that is today's color of the day. One more thing before I forget, remember if you want to write into the show, get a voicemail played on the show, or just participate in any way, you can send anything to dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com. That's dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com. One of the reasons why you might be reaching out to us this week is we're actually going to be starting a process of getting either an intern or a producer or maybe even a co-host on the show here. So we're going to start taking in applications. So make sure you're sending in your resume and a description of yourself if you're interested in taking advantage of that opportunity. If you've worked in radio before, you're interested in getting in with the business, this might be a good place to start. So definitely consider that. Another thing that I forgot to mention last week, shout out to Manhattan High School and their successful production of Mean Girls. Just wanted to give them a little shout out. Good job, guys. Home of the Indians. Today's sponsor of the show, I'm happy to have these guys on board. Wildcat Pawn and Jewelry. They're located at 2309 Tuttle Creek Boulevard in Manhattan, Kansas. Why pay retail when you can get what you want for a lot less? With many items available for sale at all locations, stop in, shop, or check us out on Stop in shop or check us out online at capcitypawn.com. Don't pass up something that's attractive today because you think you will find something better tomorrow. Shop now and save now. Thank you, Wildcat Pawn and Jewelry. Wildcat, of course, being the name of the college football team's mascot, keeping it local. Good for them. Wildcat Pawn and Jewelry. So like I said, today's show, we're going to be reading some of your emails and going over some of your questions. In doing so, we're also going to be taking a look at some of the highlights of my radio career, because a lot of these questions do have to do with kind of my last 10 years on the radio. And we might even bring up and talk a little bit about those college days. We're going to go ahead and start with this email from Sandy from Ogden, Kansas. Among other things, eventually she asks, what is the most outrageous or unexpected thing that's ever happened to you while on air? Well, Sandy, as many things as there are that can catch you off guard when you're live, I gotta say one of my favorite moments was during the month of Earth Day 2017. In April of 2017, I came up with a bit that I like to call Water Me the Tree for Earth Day. Now, although this isn't something that specifically happened to me, it did happen to our stunt guy while I was on the air. So hopefully, Sandy, this qualifies to your question. But we did this bit called Water Me the Tree for Earth Day, where we took our stuntman and we dressed him up like a tree and we sent him out in the town with a watering can, trying to get people to water him for Earth Day. What happened next was pretty outrageous. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
1015 K-Rock.
1015 K-Rock, David Collins here. Happy Earth Day, everybody. Most of you already know how much this holiday means to me. Boy, do I love the month of April. We're doing a fun bit today called Water Me the Tree for Earth Day. Rex is downtown Manhattan right now talking with the fans and inviting people to water him. So if you find yourself next to that tree today, pick up the watering can and give him a few drips. Do we have Rex right now? Good, there he is. Hey there, Rex. How's it going down there, man?
Okay, hey, so this is how it's going, David. I'm downtown with my watering can, in my tree costume, and my K-Rock sign, just trying to get some people. Well, hey, here comes someone. Hey, miss, would you like to water me for Earth Day? Yep, yeah, there you go. Just use the watering can. Hey, everything seems to be going well here, David.
That's great. Well, I'm glad it's going so well. Sounds like you're having a lot of fun down there with the public, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, how would you like to water me for Earth Day? Could you back off, sir?
Rex?
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, what's going on over there?
Well, David, this guy's exposing it. Hey, dude, stop it.
Is everything all right?
Man?
Rex,
Dude,
what's going
stop.
on?
He's peeing on me, David.
What? Peeing on you for Earth Day? That's outrageous.
1015 K-Rock.
That truly was outrageous at the time. Thanks, Sandy, for reminding me of that story. As great of a moment as it turned out for radio, not a great moment in that homeless man's life. Of course, after exposing yourself in a public park like that, the cops were there pretty quickly, and he spent the night in jail. You are an idiot! That was a pretty good bit, though. We might have to bring that back this year. Coming up on Earth Day pretty quick. They say time flies when you're having fun, am I right? All right. Well, this next email doesn't say who it's from, and I don't want to give out their email address out here, but it does say that they have been a long-time listener, so thanks for continuing to be a fan. They ask, of all the famous people or celebrities that you've met or encountered, who are the coolest to hang out with? Well, I'll start by answering your question, but when I think of the famous celebrities that I've met, there are some newsworthy moments that we've been a part of at 1015 K-Rock, and I appreciated being a part of those at the time. When it comes to the coolest celebrities to hang out with, that would have to remind me of when I was a senior in college. Shout out KSDB. Now, at the time, these weren't big names that were coming into town. In fact, I can only remember one of them, but he was the coolest. We had these comics coming in from out of town, and we were going to get them on the college radio station and talk about the show. It ended up being Mark Normand himself. That night, he did a show at Stanford & Sons Comedy Club, and after the interview, he asked me if I wanted to open for him. Now, I hadn't done comedy before that time, but I went ahead and I prepared and I wrote a few jokes, got up there on stage, killed for my first time ever doing comedy. It's something that confirmed something deep inside me that knew David Collins' voice needed to be out there for the people. Not only was it a great interview, not only did it lead to me learning something about myself and having this great moment in front of this huge audience, but the next day, Mark Normand was nice enough to take me out and teach me how to ollie. I'm not sure if I'm speaking out of school here, but a lot of people don't know he's a bit of a skateboarder too. Pretty good. Taught me some things. Now, of course, that's got to be the coolest story that I have about hanging out with a celebrity. But the most impactful thing that I think I've done in my career, not a lot of people know, K-Rock 1015 was one of the first stations to interview climate activist Greta Thunberg. I was able to talk to her on September 2nd, 2018, a day after a New York Times article came out talking about her strike. And as great as some of the moments in my career have been, I don't think anything tops the pride that I felt after this interview. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
I bet that squirrel was confused. Another story this week you may have heard. When you picture Sweden, you probably think cold. Well, one little girl is doing her best to try and keep it that way. 15-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg isn't just playing hooky. She's calling it a school strike for climate. Every day for 2 weeks now, Thunberg has been sitting quietly on the cobblestones outside Parliament in central Stockholm in order to bring attention to the climate crisis. I am doing this because nobody else is doing anything. It is my moral responsibility to do what I can, she says. I want my politicians to prioritize the climate question, focus on the climate, and treat it like a crisis. Well, we here at 1015 K-Rock know how to prioritize and know how to focus. On the line with us right now is Greta Thunberg. Hello, Greta. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Hi. It's very nice to meet you. It's an honor to meet you, and so I'm just very happy that we managed to arrange this.
I feel the same way. I'm not sure if you're a fan of K-Rock, but I've been a fan of yours ever since I read this story.
No, well, I think everyone is grateful for you for taking on this. I hope you understand how much difference you have made, and that we are all very thankful for that. So thank you, and thank you for dedicating your life to this, and it's very inspiring.
That is so nice, but don't try and butter me up too much. Now, I don't mean this to be a gotcha or anything like that, so please don't take it that way. But you've talked a lot about what you try to do to help the climate, one of those being that you don't eat meat. Is that right?
Of course, when you're a child, when you're like 8 or 10 or 11 years old, there is not much that you can really do to make a big difference. So then you start small. I started with turning off the lights at home to save energy. And that led to another thing, which led to another thing. And eventually I stopped flying. I became vegan and so on.
Right. So the meat thing, you call yourself a vegan, but there are these rumors speculating. This sounds ridiculous, but I have to ask. There were these allegations about frogs, that you have a history of stomping out frogs at the park.
I would say that it's very understandable to feel overwhelmed, because the things we're talking about, the things we're dealing with, are existential threats to humanity, unlike anything the world has ever seen before. So it's very understandable to not know exactly where to begin and what to do about it.
I'm sorry, are you saying that you do go to the park and stomp on frogs?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you respond to people that say you bring them home and make hats out of them?
I crochet them. Yes, that's what I do. I'm a frog hat factory.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, Greta, I did not expect you to say that.
I am a part of a very large group of people who have done it, and you are definitely a part of that group too. So it's not just me.
All right, Greta. Well, we've got to wrap this up here. Any final words you'd like to leave our audience?
I don't know why people are listening to me. I don't know how long it will last. I just know that right now people are listening to me, and I need to use that opportunity and to try to get out as much as I can during that time.
1015 K-Rock.
Boy, isn't it fun listening to those old clips, especially the old clips from my radio station there. That's interesting there. But I just wanted to, I always end the show. Usually people have left at this point. Of course, Robert Wallace is still here, but we're both getting out of here. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. And that's how I end the show. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right. Drive safe, drive hard.